Hey there, Juggies. It's your old pal McJuggerNuggets here. Let's get into this 2019 Year of the Green Light review. This will be our last year in review on YouTube. Take it away, Nick.
You're trespassing on my property. You didn't win my yard. I win all of it.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
My days in this family home, the place I grew up for 26 years, is coming to an end.
The pain I felt is paid for. All is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web.
Life happens fast, Juggies. It's crazy.
My mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent.
I'm about to throw a dart and whatever lands on, I'm gonna buy the house.
Facing it all, fearless.
My brand new house!
Is this a joke? This is not your stuff to take care of. This is my yard. You don't live here. You're not coming in the house. Bro, you got a lot of stuff on there, dude.
No responsibility. Does anybody ever think?
I don't think this is for me, man. We've been through thick and thin. We've done a lot of crazy things, man.
You're leaving.
Story's over now, I
Yeah, man.
must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it home. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see.
200,000 views is not 2 million views anymore.
I can't do what I want to do. Nobody can.
That's why we're building Storyfire.
A feel of discontent, I'm finally facing it all. Fearless.
Get the hell off my property. What is that? It's a for sale sign. What did I tell you before? Don't get comfortable. This is what's going to happen.
Can't do this. Julia is my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, I haven't talked to her in 5 months. I'm gonna react to this album.
Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life.
Hey, are you that girl from Universal?
Ashley. Her name is Ashley.
Oh, break out, I've got to see.
Apparently, I think we both need to do this.
I'm not doing that.
I'm trying to take this. Can you leave me alone?
Can you please not?
Ashley!
This is Ashley, guys. This is my girlfriend.
A feel of discontent, I'm finally facing it all. Fearless.
You lied. You lied right to my face when I came and asked you about this bag. Now we both have a big problem.
Something happened to Karen.
What do you mean something happened?
It's one of the money for my house.
Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching everywhere I step, still hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are.
Potential customers and associates, I quit.
You're looking at the new McJuggerNuggets Cameraman. Welcome aboard, Nick. I need a flip and break. It feels like I'm a hamster in a wheel.
In a sense, a feel of discontent, I'm finally facing it all.
I will be officially quitting YouTube as of January 1st, 2020. They've limited my ability to reach you. Daily content only on Storyfire. And for those wondering what's going on with YouTube, as I said, January 1st will be the day. I will be officially done.
I think they got me. I think they're tapped into my place, man. I think Google's in.
Put out the fire, baby.
Fucking time out, roll yourself!
We're gonna build a movie theater.
I'm done with it.
I'm done creating. I don't want to do it anymore. Nice job, Nick. You captured this year beautifully. Did we really do that much? Like, for me, it didn't feel like we really did much in 2019, but when you look back on it all, you're like, holy crap, like, I severely underestimated the amount of things that happened in 2019. For those of you guys who don't know, this is my end of the year video. I've been doing these for like the last 5 or 6 years, and this is my favorite holiday. Like, it beats Christmas, Thanksgiving, because this is a moment where I get to reflect, which I don't do often. I'm always thinking ahead. I'm always thinking of what the things I gotta do in the time that I have, and I'm constantly in a state of anxiety of like, oh, I got this. Everything's been a blur the last like 5 years on YouTube, ever since things started going viral and crazy and you guys found me. So these are my self-indulgent videos where I get to just like blather on, feel close to connection to you guys, and really recap like what has mattered most this past year, the challenges, the awesome things, and just kind of take a moment and maybe smell the roses a little bit, and also acknowledge that some roses died. And I'm at a new house. That's like the big thing in 2019. Is like, this is the first year I'm recapping the year for the year of the green light, and there's like cars driving on a major road over here. I feel like I'm at like freaking Uncle Larry's house where we always hear cars driving by. I normally do it at the porch at my parents' house, but I moved out this year. I got my dream car this year, and I'm quitting my 13-year career on YouTube, and I also run my own entertainment platform, which almost has 500,000 users, which is insane. But of course, that's never enough, and I'm always gonna beat myself up and underestimate what I'm doing. You can be your own worst enemy, guys, and that's kind of how this year was. 2019 was definitely one of the most mentally, physically, emotionally exhausting years of my life, and it's funny because I find myself saying that each year, which I guess is good because that means I'm putting myself in uncomfortable situations and life things are happening, but I would like a really just incredible year. I like this year. I think 2019 was really awesome. It's hard for me not to get emotional because, as you know, we normally do these videos on the 1st of January or a couple days into the new year, so we can say goodbye to the old, and we're in the new area, so this is fun. But I'm doing this still during 2019 because January 1st is my last video on YouTube. And when I say that out loud, it still doesn't feel real, and maybe to a lot of you guys don't believe it to be real, or haven't really given it much thought or processed it because it's kind of new and weird, and I don't know many YouTubers that have quit the platform to go do their own platform. We're in uncharted territory, and it's a little scary. Yeah, so this is a big video for me because this, in my opinion, is really the last video of McJuggerNuggets. We have a final video planned, but like that's the end. This is like the final moment where we get to be like, we're still in this thing, guys. McJuggerNuggets channel is still a thing. It's very weird. But anyway, guys, this is my favorite part of the video. Let's look back at the video at the start of 2019 called the McJuggerNuggets Moving Out, because I want to see how well we did with this year, because I like to make predictions and plans that I have, so let's see how we did with those. I took notes here because I made a lot of promises, or not even promises, but just the best laid plans. Dominic Masto and Jeff Saxton or Swift will be joining the McJuggerNuggets YouTube channel for another full year. I said Dom's gonna be editing, Swift's gonna be filming. I want to be more active on YouTube. Yikes. Yo, it sounds like I already have everything wrong. I'm sorry, but that is the last time I'll be doing a year in review outside in that spot at this house. I will be out of the house in 2 weeks. Wait, I did move out. I moved out of my parents' house. That is a massive deal for me. I lived there for all 26 years. I'm 27 now. I'm in my own house, y'all. Also, another big announcement, Brian and I will be continuing to work on Storyfire. You can download the app in the description below for iOS and Android, and we'll constantly be working on features. We have no new big announcements or anything, but we'll be still working on it. We have been growing Storyfire. It has been booming. I got that right. On Storyfire, we went from 150,000 users to the start of this year to finishing this year, we have around 400 to 450,000. So that we have almost tripled in size on this platform, which is insane, guys. I cannot thank you enough for the support. And who knows, maybe a girl comes in the picture at some point, but I ain't waiting for that. I ain't counting on that. I'm working on me. But you never know. And wait, what the yo, dude, I literally predicted Ashley in this video. I swear Ashley's not scripted, it's not fake. I somehow knew I was gonna get like a major girlfriend throughout 2019. I don't know if that's called me like luciding the future or if like I manifested that into reality. I don't even know, but that's weird. I think I claimed that I wouldn't need the devil and I was gonna start being my real self. I can't say I did that very well. I did legit like a few days into the new year, I re-introed the devil. It was like so much in series, so I guess I failed that. But the devil's gone though. The devil is defeated, so there is that. I think I finally stopped him, and I say I think purposely because you never know. You supposedly can't stop it, so I don't know. I said you might see Korn a little bit more, which was shocking because I definitely did not expect him to be my cameraman again or to even be having another cameraman competition. So it's so weird how the universe works. With that, I want to be more active on Twitter, Instagram. I want to be more active on YouTube. I want to be more active on my Twitch streams. I want to keep doing twitch.tv/McJuggerNuggets live streams. We did do more videos. We did do more Twitch streaming. Ashley and I have been pretty regular on Twitch and doing YouTube streams as well. We are going to be building out a RiDGiD STUDiOS website, which is something I've been meaning to do for a while, and we're also going to be converting the merch store and putting it onto the RiDGiD STUDiOS website. For those of you guys who have finished the graphic novel and read through, at the end is a to be continued. I would love and I will create a sequel to the graphic novel, and ideally it becomes a series of graphic novels, but because of the success, which thank you guys for the booklet, everything has been great with the graphic novel. Whether it's out by the end of this year or it's out in 2020, there will be a sequel to this thing and more announcements and news on that to come. We got a RiDGiD website, we did that, and yeah, we didn't get a Psycho Series graphic novel. I still do have the rough plot outline for that. It's just, unfortunately, it took 2 years to make the first graphic novel. I think I could probably get the time it would take to make down to a year. It's just I've been busy so much with Storyfire and things behind the scenes that I just haven't had time to dedicate towards another graphic novel. But it's something I really enjoyed doing and felt very fulfilled by, so hopefully that's something we do see in the future, but I can't make any promises for 2020. We will hit 5 to 6 million subscribers. This much, that's my goal, is at the 5 to 6 million range by the end of this year, but I know for a fact we will hit 4 million subscribers, and I'm more pumped than ever. And we did not hit 4 million subscribers. We did not hit 5 million subscribers. Dude, we didn't crack 4 mil. I was like, we were gonna hit 5. I was like, bro, we haven't even hit 4 yet, guys. The YouTube growth has slowed, despite having super viral videos this year, despite having viral memes this year. For whatever reason, growing on YouTube, at least at my level, it's just different. It doesn't matter how much work I put into videos or series or whatever it is, growth is kind of just halted. So that's as much as I got right for the year of the green light. Which, year of the green light, dude, it's more like year of the freaking rainbow light, high, jacked up on DMT, going through an emotional Disney roller coaster packed with freaking ludicrous mode engaged. But that got like caught up in the jam-packed LA traffic. It was a shit show, to be honest. 2019 was a freaking shit show. I don't think I've ever had a year that has ever been derailed as much as this year by both other people or just the platform or both my own mental capacity and emotional healing. It's just been monkey wrench after a curveball after just another euphemism for bend in the road. This year changed like 100 times, and look, I'm super adaptable. You know, I'm good with changing on the fly, and I made the most out of this year as I could, and I think that was like the biggest takeaway from this year is like, guys, you could have the biggest plans and really iron out so many details for your life or what's gonna happen this year or even on a certain day, and that's gonna get fucked up. Like, shit happens, all of a sudden you may lose somebody, or somebody has a change of heart, or you even yourself has a change. And I think that's important to understand is that we're constantly changing, and it's important not to be too hard on ourselves when we're going through these transitional times or when other people around us or the environment itself is shifting. That's okay. It's okay if you didn't follow through on certain plans. It's okay if you didn't keep certain promises, because we break these things for a reason. Is clearly something's shifted in us or others that it would feel unauthentic to continue forward with the past plans, because that's all they are. The plans I set forth each year, the second I even say them, become outdated to who I am as a person even now. 2 days after I make the plans in this video, something could happen to where my mindset could completely change and I could completely derail my own plans because I come up with something that makes more sense, is more efficient, or whatever. And this is something even as a creator, whether it's a certain series or a film or whatever it is, I know how many times, I mean, second series shifted and changed before my very eyes so many times that it sometimes was hard to keep up. And that's okay. Especially, you know, when you're a bigger YouTuber or have an audience, I think it's common for people, it's almost like people look down upon people that shift or change plans. They might think they're not non-committal, or they're wishy-washy, or they're afraid, or they have no confidence or no follow-through, but I think it's very smart. I think it's very methodical, because there's a lot of people that stay in the same line or the same path and they don't change, and it's actually not the right path for them. So that was big for me this year, was, bro, it's okay. Do not go hard on yourself for, you know, stuff that gets messed up. I'm very particular. I like things to go a certain way, and we all want things to go how we want them to, but they don't, and you just got to be ready to move around a little bit. If you get knocked down, you got to get back up and keep trying your hardest, and you're gonna get knocked the fuck down probably like 1,000 more times, but you keep going. So I want to talk about like why green light. Like, this is year of the green light. I always like to name my years. So what made 2019 year of the green light? Well, it meant go. You know, green means go, and this year I was going to be going full throttle into YouTube. I had my full squad. Jeffrey had just quit his job for the second time, so Jeffrey was full-time YouTube. I was full-time YouTube. For the first time ever, we had 2 employees at RiDGiD STUDiOS, Dom and Swift, and we had this plan set. I had the dry erase board packed full of like important insights for growth and everything. We were ready to rock and roll. Second reason it was called Year of the Greenlight was I was going to be moving out. So it's another form of go. Not only were we going full speed ahead, but we were moving out of my parents' house, and we were all going to get a house together. We were going to get kind of like the content house, the RiDGiD STUDiOS house, the gaming house, the whole 9 yards. That was going to be the environment in which we could produce a crap ton of content. Number 3, we were greenlighting a lot of series this year for Storyfire. We've greenlit 10s, 20s, 30s of user series on the platform, which has been incredible. A lot of people have been super stoked to unlock video. So it was not just my year for greenlight, it was also a year for greenlighting others, which was a very exciting part of this year. Number 4 was my dream car, and it was something that I was like, go, I was gonna get the Tesla, and I actually did not anticipate driving all the way cross country. And even the Tesla itself, I wasn't sure if it was going to happen this year, but it perfectly applied. So the fact that I did go cross country and probably hit like 20,000 green lights, that's an exaggeration. I don't think I hit that many. There were stretches of road that I don't even think had electricity. There's another green light right there. And the last reason why it was called the green light was this was actually the big plans for 2019. Year of the Greenlight was, I mentioned, a two-headed beast for this new series. It was supposed to be this revolutionary new thing. It still is. I can't say what it is. It's similar to how this year reminded me so much of 2017, where a lot of plans changed. Like the Devil Inside was never supposed to happen that year. Psycho series was going to finish, and then my plan was the doc to come out, BTS, and then My Virtual Escape. My Virtual Escape got pushed back like a year and a half because of traditional Hollywood. We were in a deal with Verizon, and unfortunately that stuff takes so much time. It's very political and all this crap. But that's what happened this year. I'll reveal a little secret. Usually I don't do this. Year of the Greenlight was Michael Green and I, and there's a green, we wrote a movie. We wrote a 120-page feature film script that we were going to produce ourselves. We were going to self-finance this thing and make the movie. And so it was going to basically be us greenlighting our own movie, because Michael and I have always yearned for traditional Hollywood to make actual like feature-length productions or series. And unfortunately, we're just on YouTube, left to be with all the other clickbait and crap, and we got to play that game. But we were ready to go, greenlight. We had this team, and I had a bunch of things surrounding the movie that was going to create the content. Unfortunately, however, like I said, plans changed. I'm not going to reveal what the movie was about or even the title, because that's something that is obviously still in existence and something that I still would love to see into fruition. Unfortunately, it's just in the back burner. But yeah, Mike and I banged out the script. It's the first feature-length film we've written. I wouldn't be surprised if we write more in the future. But we were stoked to do this movie, and yep, things happened, and priorities changed, and Storyfire kind of became more important than doing this movie. It's very hard work to run a platform. you probably, I don't know that you guys could imagine what it's like, but it's a lot. And unfortunately, I can't do a movie with YouTube, with Storyfire, with other projects behind the scenes. It's just not sustainable. So that's what happened for Year of the Greenlight. That's what, and yeah. But all right, let's go through the year, shall we? This is my favorite part. This is the moment of reflection. This is going to be a long video, guys. I can already tell. There's a lot to cover here because, like I said, this is what should have happened, what did happen, and just all the stuff in between. Nick did a great job showing most of the events of this year in the montage, but I want to go over and talk about some of my favorite things, some of the more awkward parts, some things that happen behind the scenes. So chill, sit back, relax, and we're going to get into this thing. We kicked off this year with my knees fucked up, guys. This right knee has been fucked up since a year ago. So if you're wondering why it seems like Jesse hasn't done too many stunts or perhaps hasn't been putting 100% into videos, my knee, I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was from insanity. I don't know if it's from Big Boogie crushing me in December. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if I tore a meniscus. Nothing. I've gotten every scan imaginable on this thing, but it hurts to walk. I feel like an old man where it aches every day. I mean, I've done my own stunts for like the last 12, 13 years of doing content. Even before that, when I was a kid and we were filming shit on the camcorder, I always do my own stunts. And as you know, I've gotten traumatic brain injury. I've gotten the spleen thing, which was I got abdominal surgery for. I've gotten so many injuries. I mean, I got injuries right now. I can't even. anyway, but my knee's been effed up, so it became hard just every day waking up, and I'm in pain, and they don't know what it is, and it's been frustrating the hell out of me. So it sucks. I've been in chronic pain for the last year, and it's just been very miserable. It still hurts to this day. I don't know what I did, but trying to fix it, I don't know. That's something I don't like talking about. I don't like throwing the pity party crap, but I can't lie. It's been a huge detriment into me going hard into videos, and even honestly, I don't even want to get out of bed most days because it hurts so fucking bad. The doctors don't know what it is. I love our systems. Oh God, feels like every other ailment I've ever had. They never know what the fuck's going on. This is a guessing game. Anyway, so we start off the year with a ski trip with my bum knee. I maybe skied down like one hill just to make my friends happy, but on the reels, I was like, guys, I'm in so much pain right now. I'm trying to be a bro here. That's where we re-introed the devil. It was cool to hang out with Korn a little bit. As we established at the end of 2018, I signed an eviction agreement. My dad was forcing me out of the house, so that forced me to look for other houses. So I was looking at Aunt Jackie's second house, which we learned was demolished. I was pissed. Uncle Chuck legit like took down the house. I was like, dude, this is like history. You just destroyed a part of history right here, bro. Kid behind the camera finally came to visit in New Jersey, which was exciting because I was like, maybe did 3 trips to see him, 4 trips, and I was like, yo, Mike, when you coming up to East Bum, dude? And he finally did. And one of the main reasons, like I said, we were working on our movie, but I also wanted to get him in some content. So I want to talk about Lisa and Connie and Castle Real Estate, including Karen. The story is so crazy. So it's similar to Anita and Nancy, where I met those ladies at the farm legit in real time. So like we were complete strangers to each other. So I actually was looking for a house on Trulia, and I found this one in this development called Running Deer, and I was like, yo, I want this house. So the first house that me and Mike look at, that was legit supposed to be my house. I had an offer put in. It was lower than anybody else's. It was going to get locked down. But unfortunately, that fell through. Somehow, some family friend ended up buying the house from him. Like, it seemed like it was under the table. It was a really sketchy deal. But I was pissed off I didn't get that house. But when we went there, like, Mike and I legit were meeting Lisa and Connie for the first time. And they just totally let us film. They actually enjoyed being in front of the camera, and then it turned into this whole thing where they were down with me staying at the realtor's office. That was like the second night I even knew them. They were totally comfortable. Like Karen, I met Karen at the office in that one video. All of a sudden, she becomes a full-time YouTuber, and it became this organic evolution where it was like complete strangers thrown together with the right mix of ingredients, and boom. So there was definitely some magic throughout this year, and Castle Real Estate probably was the most magical, one of the most magical things of how organic it felt. The only thing else I would say was probably Nick Regenis and Ashley being introduced later this year, where things just kind of oddly fell into place. It was not intended, but they happened, and I wouldn't wish for any good to go any other way. Before we get out into the house hunting series, we had Miguel actually win the pool house from Jeffrey's B-Box challenge. I gotta say B-Box challenge because YouTube literally was removing videos for that. This was all leading up to one of my favorite videos, if not my favorite, for 2019, and that was Eviction Day. We got to see one of the most viral memes of 2019, which was Daddy Chill.
Daddy Chill.
What the hell is even that?
This was like the freaking Avengers. We had Michael Green, we had like my brother Dom Swift, we had like the whole Regenis squad. I do want to give a shout out to Daddy Chill, or Tippy. Tippy, congrats, man. He actually just hit 100,000 subscribers, so from that video onward, Tippy's kind of career on YouTube was born. So I just shout out to him. Cheers, mate. We did really good creating that, and what a magical thing right there. It's crazy how viral Daddy Chill went. I mean, I saw this thing on TikTok with millions of views, YouTube reclips, Twitter videos, Instagram videos. I saw like FaZe Banks, like a bunch of other large YouTubers using Daddy Chill as a meme. So this thing went so viral. It's crazy how that works. A lot of which there is no credit to McJuggerNuggets. People are like, yo, that's McJuggerNuggets. That's the one thing about the internet that I'm like, just credit the people. Credit the people that make the shit. Come on. Guys, by the end of this video, it might get dark because I'm shooting this kind of late. This video was the last time we saw Dom. Like I said, Dom was hired to do the full year. Unfortunately, I did have to let him go. Things just weren't working out. I still wish Dom the best. It did come to mind that I was like, you know, Dom should be creating on his own, and we had this conversation, and I think he's a great artist, creator, and I think it was more valuable for him to be paving his own way than kind of doing stuff with me. But that marks, we lost the editor, so I'd be going back to edit my own videos, which is totally cool. I don't mind editing. It's definitely tedious, but it is what it is. So when I went down to move in with Kid Behind the Camera after I got evicted, so eviction day really was like the final video where I was living at my parents' house. So I love that like symbolic just end of the line for me. I couldn't be happier with that video. And yeah, I started living with Kid Behind the Camera, and that's actually when we were cranking out the script, and we actually finished the movie script during that time I was there. Jeffrey moved down too. We got in some crazy antics with Swift, and I almost forgot about this. My dad was involved in a very real shooting at his work. That was kind of crazy. That's some of those moments where like there's definitely a lot of reality and a lot of real videos that we have on the channel. It's just sometimes hard to weed through what is and what isn't, and that was one of those times where I was like, oh shit, like that's pretty legit right there. That's real. Scary stuff. We had the video with AGP's Ashes where I actually gave Mike a creator necklace, and that was kind of us getting ready for the movie, where Mike was becoming another creator, and we were both going to succumb to the devil and pursue traditional filmmaking. So now we're into the house hunting series. Guys, this is my legit favorite series. I'm a big fan of House Hunters on HGTV. Like, I love seeing different houses, different apartments. I think it's just cool. I grew up playing The Sims, so to be able to explore all these houses, I cannot emphasize how crucial Karen, Lisa, and Connie were during this phase. I was not anticipating for it to be a fully fledged series like this because I thought I was going to get that first house. But then I was like, yo, let's do this thing where we shop around for houses. It can be like a YouTube reality, and I was legit shopping for a house. I really had no idea what house I was going to get, what house I even wanted. I really wanted the log cabin in Running Deer, which was another one across from the first one I wanted. And what's ironic is Ashley had been in that house before. She actually worked right next door to that place. So it feels like even if I got that house, Ashley and I would have still met, which is just completely bizarre. But I had so much fun during that. Karen really helped a lot. She was calling all these homeowners and all the people selling their houses, the listing agents and stuff, and allowing us to film in these houses, which was not easy to do. What a wild ride. I really love it. And it's just funny when you go back and see my thoughts on this house. I was like very negative towards it, but like, here we are, baby. Mortgage Day, also great video. Jeffrey comes to save me. I love this one because that was like a very real, that was real. Like, I was actually signing the mortgage papers. Those were actual mortgage lenders. That was the second of our day trilogy, Eviction Day, Mortgage Day. It's really cool to just show that process. I mean, I've never seen that done before on YouTube, like a reality show. And the fans, you guys were voting on which houses I should get. I legit was considering the Lance Storehouse. Muhammad Ali's. All right, it was a little pricey, but that was so cool to get to go in there. Then this whole other thing got started where I find this bag of money behind the bookcase. Why that bookcase open up like that? The bag of money became this whole thing. Karen started a new channel. Karen and I became more of a thing. We kind of wanted to, introduce a little rom, a little drama, a little calm, have a little potential love interest. Did that a little bit with Tippy too. I do want to give even deeper level shout out to Karen because honestly, I was already starting to get very disgruntled about YouTube's policies around the third into this year and beyond. And if it wasn't for Karen kind of taking so passionately to YouTube, it really kind of reignited my passion for it. Like, I felt both obligated and responsible for Karen's YouTube channel because I wanted to onboard her into the studio network, so to speak. And she really kind of kept me going for most of this year. Shout out to Karen. You really helped me through a lot. A lot of the Mafia stuff, I was just starting to get just like tired of it and demonetized and burn out. And I'm like, F this. But Karen really kept me going and kind of helped push me to stop being so negative about everything, that we can kind of push through. And I think we both kind of bounced off each other and helped. We had our most viral video of 2019 aside aside from Daddy Chill, which was the car crash with Lance Stewart and myself. We flipped my dad's Miata, and Swift actually saved us. He broke some glass. We had medical personnel show up, cops. It was intense. We had over 5 million views on that video. Super intense, and some real stuff, guys. Do not text and drive, like no joke. We also had a battle. I was starting to move into the new house. We had a battle royale, which was super epic. Unfortunately, that got demonetized and suppressed because there were fake guns in the video. Like, what is this horseshit? My dad started an ice cream parlor, which was completely bizarre. He did that out of my old room, and that was a thing for a little bit till eventually we got rid of that and gave it to Scott at Dodge's, where I got I think this is the best thing to come out of this year. I get free food at Dodge's, one of my favorite restaurants, for life, for me and a guest. I've used it a lot, and it's been incredible. Yeah, he took the custard machine. Moving into this house was a big deal and definitely an adjustment. A lot of people, I think they find moving out to be easier than others. Like, on the for reals, I'm very close-knit with my family. We've been through so much together through Sega series, and just the last 5 years has been insane because they've been a part of this ride, this journey. And it's not like I have a very bad relationship with her. I'm not like trying to get out. It was just something that like I wanted to try it. And so it's been, the move-in day video was emotional and marked the end of an era, and Jeffrey to be moving out as well. So I know my dad was very emotional, the fact that both his sons were moving out at literally the exact same time. But yeah, it has been hard over the last, I'd say, 9 months. Just getting used to living on your own. It's definitely very lonely, very isolating, especially out here. And I do think that's added a lot to kind of like my low-key like sadness of just being like, oh, it's not as exciting as I thought it'd be. There's less human interaction, less people to be in videos, and it's just kind of like cool. You get freedom, but I already kind of had freedom at home, so it's definitely been a weird learning year for sure. It was at the end of this video where I did a sit-down portion. I really opened up to you guys, which is rare for me, to talk about how I'm frustrated with the platform, and really foreshadowed my big sit-down video where I'd be quitting YouTube. Around this time, I started actually putting more uploads to Storyfire, like locking my dad out of the house. We had some stuff with Swift, and I'll get into Swift in a second. But I just want to give a fun fact about Storyfire. I don't know if Brian wants me sharing this, but that's the classic MO. I think it's funny when I do this. But yeah, actually at the start of 2019, kind of December, January, we were like pretty close to shutting down the platform. I can't even make this up. So when I say it was a hard year, we were very close to turning the fire off and snuffing it out. It's just very hard financially to run this platform, and we were doing things a little improperly and making wrong choices. But then luckily, Michael came on board to Storyfire. We had Boogie jump onto the platform as well, which really helped. And we just kind of changed our mindset towards different things and reallocated some resources. And thankfully, we went from starting this year to almost shutting down to the end of this year. We've basically 3x'd in growth and are going so freaking hard into 2020. It's not even funny, but I just want to let you guys know that it was almost bye-bye time, which is sad. Speaking of bye-bye time, Swift. This one hurt, probably the hardest. Swift, who was with me during all of my virtual escape, he's been a homie, and was in a lot of videos like the Ursula series, Christmas series, and he's been a good go-to. And I trained the crap out of him. He came, honestly, when people ask me who is my favorite cameraman, I go with Swift. Granted, Nick hasn't had enough time to get there yet, and no doubt he will with enough training and more videos and things. But Swift got so good with the camera, and he was a really good employee. So all of a sudden, in real life, when I got this house, for him to move in, he quit and kind of came out of left field. And he just wanted to go home, be with his family and everything, and like that, it came across as a huge betrayal to me. And unfortunately, it still hurts to this day. I thought of Swift as a son, or a younger brother even, and I wanted him to keep growing with me. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And yeah, So I bought this big house for nothing. Swift was not moving in and I didn't know what to do. So I quickly scrambled and was like, I guess we're having another cameraman competition. And that's what sparked that, which I'm happy with how everything turned out. If I could go back, I wish things were different, but I'm happy with the result now. My content very much depends on a cameraman. I could totally vlog and everything, but you lose the dramatic aspects, you lose the comedic zooms, you lose a lot of value when you lose a cameraman, especially one that's been trained. So that was like the biggest, like, what the is happening? We need to, and that's why I came up with the Devil's Disciple. I came up with this whole redemption story for Korn and all this stuff. It was a very real competition though. It's just I knew probably relatively early on that it was most likely gonna be Korn because he had the best camera skill and you guys all wanted him back, so it was gonna please the audience anyway. Before the competition, we had Brian come out flying, crashing drones in my house. We're definitely pushing Storyfire. I mean, we've been pushing Storyfire forever, but we really went hard on the fire this year. I think it's become a meme of like download Storyfire, which is great. That's what we want, as much awareness as possible. But this was another one of my favorite videos of 2019 and just on the McJuggerNuggets channel. The house for me party is so epic. I actually get massively drunk throughout the whole video. So you watch a dude just get absolutely schwasty. We got to see all the characters from the MJN universe show up. People from MVE, people from Psycho, people from the past year. Lance shows up, I'm trying to get with him. You got Boogie showing up, crashing the party. I turned into the devil with the two cameramen. What a wild ride was that party. And the Mafia shows up, Joe the Mobster. We had a bag of money get stolen. It was an absolute shit show, but I realized I can direct pretty well while intoxicated. It's a great ability. The competition for cameramen was super fun for me this time around. We actually had Michael Green come back as a guest judge, and we were actually gonna start doing stuff for the movie around this time too. Unfortunately, like I said, things happen. We had Brian as a guest judge, and he's dressed up like a woman because he lost a ping pong bet. Karen's confronted me over the bag of money. We had Korn's return, and it was just really fun to watch Korn try and weed out. It was intense because, look, I graduated from Rowan University. A lot of the people at Rowan didn't believe in me as a creator. I pitched certain things. People said no. I did not have a great experience at Rowan, so it was kind of trippy to have people from Rowan, from the film department. Not only did I go over there and everybody knew who I was, which was really gratifying, but like then we had a lot of the best guys from the film department come out and audition for a job for my studio, which is like was a really fulfilling moment for me to know that like I made this on my own, I didn't need to school, and just kind of to have this full circle moment where people are coming to me for a job. But we had some great competition, guys. We had a filmographer get introduced. It was just random and funny. We had some funny skits like we did from the first competition. So a lot of just funny moments throughout the whole thing. We had like Miguel come out, Sam, a lot of RiDGiD squad. It's crazy to see Nick RiDGiD, my current cameraman, actually dropped out of this competition. For whatever reason, it was just not in the cards at that time. And here's the trippiest part. The night Swift quit, he told me he was quitting. Korn moved back from California. Had no idea that happened, but Korn had just moved back to from California to Jersey, and Swift had just quit. It was like the universe was like, shoop. Another one of my favorite videos of 2019 is The Devil's Disciple. This marked the end of Swift's character, as well as what felt like the end of the first competition. Very dramatic. We got to see Korn win in a very dramatic scene of the blood oath. We saw Tom deny the cameraman position. Korn and Miguel fighting out in the woods, and like Korn hitting Miguel with corn stalks is the most ridiculous shit ever. I love this video so much. It's the kind of stuff we shot till 7 a.m. that night. I remember we went to like Wawa afterwards. We're all covered in blood and shit. That's the kind of content I really enjoyed making. It felt very cinematic. It felt like an episode of MVE. It was a very cool way to deliver Korn as the new MJN cameraman. I love stabbing Korn's back in the end, just like how he stabbed me in the back when he left from Switzerland for the second series finale. So it was great to kind of see the full circle nature of that and get a conclusion to kind of me and him's friendship. It's so trippy that I talk about these things like from the third person, like they're like characters and shit, but this is like my real life. Like I'm like, me and Corn's friendship, like I just stabbed him in the back proverbially, but like it's real shit. So dude, art is a funny thing, my friends. We got to see Corn and Boogie like see each other because like Boogie was such a fan of the Psycho series. Karen gets kidnapped by the Mafia. We got to go to Boogie's to get the bag of money. We like hunt him down to Branson, Missouri. We literally destroy like an arcade. That was like a public freak out. That was absolutely insane to shoot. It was really fun. All right, I contemplated sharing this part of 2019 with you guys, but I do these videos for the most part for myself. I like to have these so I can reflect back, so when I'm like, what the hell did I do in 2019? I can refer back to these videos specifically and know, and so I want to be as authentic as possible about this. Big secret time. Another one of my favorite videos of this year was actually reacting to my ex-girlfriend's breakup album. Julia had come out with this Love You Goodbye, Ariana Grande kind of esque album, where it just kind of throwing a lot of shade. She's definitely speaking from the heart, and a lot of that is aggressive and betrayed and a multitude of emotions. I mean, everything was on the line for that. I thought it was really great, and I was glad that she was expressing herself, but it kind of was at my expense, and that really hurt me. I wanted to kind of give her throw her a bone, and I wanted to do a video that helped market her album for her, because this was her first thing that she had done by herself, and I know she put a lot of work into it, and I wanted to really help her get it the credit it deserved. And it really did capture the essence of the end of our relationship. So I did that video where I kind of put myself on the cross for her and bawled my eyes out and did all that. But here's the thing that I didn't really share, and I want to open up to you guys about that now because it's just it's important. Juliet was behind the camera for that, and she came out and witnessed me do all that for her. Now, why she was behind the camera is because we did break up towards the end of my virtual escape, and in 2018 I did a video saying we broke up, but unfortunately or fortunately, we were on and off for a while after that. We tried dating again in that fall. It didn't work. There's a lot of arguments. Things just didn't go as well as we wanted. And we kept kind of falling into the same vicious cycles, the same very unhealthy patterns. And it's sad. It's really sad, honestly. So a 5-year relationship turned into like a 5.5, 6, where we were trying our hardest to make it work, and we just couldn't. And then she moved to Nashville, and we still stayed in touch, but it was never really the same after that. And it was just, it just was not going to work. So that video to me was like a final send-off, if you will. But that was one of the more challenging parts. One of the most challenging parts of this year too was I've really been struggling with that breakup and that loss, among other things. And that album really took a toll on me, as well as the breakup and kind of saying goodbye to that relationship and that friendship, really, that companion for so many years through what has been the most ridiculously challenging, confusing times of my life. So yeah, I still wish her the best. I haven't talked to her in months, but we kind of clinched that a little bit in a spiritual awakening video that happened much later, where I kind of did the DMT and had a kind of send off to the idea of these past things, because it was not good, you know? I mean, and a word of caution to anybody who's like hung up on somebody that hurt them, or just like still going through the same motions of the past. You don't think you can do better, or you're trying to change the other person. Just know that like there's more fish in the sea or whatever, but like there's more out there legit. And if it ain't working, try to fix it, but know when to fold them. I've always had a problem with that, knowing when to walk away and when to quit and let go. But I think this year I've almost mastered that with Dom, with Swift, with Korn, welcoming Nick, with saying goodbye to this 13-year career, and even moving out of my parents' house my whole life, and even letting go of so many ideas and so many plans and things. I've become very good at saying goodbye and letting go, and I think that's very valuable. So that happened. I love these end of the year videos. They're hysterical to me. But yes, thankfully all that mess has ended, and we are on to bigger, better, greater things. And Nick Vergenis is here. Hey, shout out to Nick Vergenis' beater vehicle. He's like, oh fuck. Back to the drama. Well, no, that's that real crazy drama. But we ended up returning to save Karen from Mobster Joe. We actually filmed in this meat house, which, dude, I want to talk about this meat house. Dude, the guy that let us own it was a real D-bag. He has a gun on him. This is real shit, by the way. This is behind the scenes stuff that I don't talk about. Homeboy wanted to fight me. For some reason, some old guy wanted to fight me in the meat house, and he was threatening to beat the f out of me, had a gun. I don't know why. There's angry people in this world that I have no idea the rationale behind anything. I know this probably doesn't make sense, but I do want to reiterate that the videos that we probably make them look really easy, and I hope you guys appreciate them, because that day I almost died. And Karen, I also slit her fucking wrists while trying to cut her open. That was real blood gushing. We had like 15 minutes to shoot that whole scene at the meat house, which was wild. They shot Creed, like some of the Rocky movies in there. Yeah, we even had Mobster Joe freaking show up to the house, smashing glass. That was one of my favorite videos too. Corn gets shot. My dad like takes down the Mafia, dude. That was extreme stuff. I think Nick's just sitting there. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. I gave him the wave. I don't know. But next time I'm on stream, guys, I encourage you to ask me about the meat house story in detail. That shit's crazy. So then this marked another end. We saved Karen and got her back. She was a little traumatized from that, and it was great to see her channel flourishing during that time. But Corn getting shot was our way of writing him out, because he couldn't hold the camera anymore. We had to kick him out. But why that happened is why Corn and I didn't work. I mean, we even onboarded him. Corn got caught up on the whole series. But to be honest, what really bothered me was that, like, he hadn't even watched the Psycho series finale. He had not seen Kill His Father Flees Country. It's been a few years. He shot that whole series. Why did you not watch the finale? That always bothered me. And there was a few things that happened towards the end that I just felt like the passion wasn't there. And I wanted somebody who really organically loved filmmaking, loved what we do, loved the McJuggerNuggets channel, loves the content that we make. Because for someone that doesn't watch the content, even something as big as that, to me that shows somebody who doesn't care. And I really wanted somebody that cared, and I thought he did, and I guess I was wrong. So that's why I had to let him go. But now we got Nick Virginis. Nick Virginis! Talking about 2019, Nick. Oh, yeah. Great year. Would you say it was great?
Yeah, it was alright. 2020's gonna be better.
Yeah, I think 2020 is going to be the one, dude. We'll talk about that in a sec. I might have to transition to an inside shot, because it's getting a little pinky here. See this?
Dark.
Guys, you got Nick Virginis in here. He's gonna... I'm right at the point where I got rid of Corn.
Oh. Weird timing.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, Corn's gone, and then Nick just walks in. What's up, guys? We got to the last of the day trilogy, which was transfer day. My dad weasels his way into owning my house somehow, which I ended up just dropping that because I was done with YouTube, guys. That's when I did my sit-down video. I was like, yo, it was like my sequel to the hardest video I ever had to film, and I was like, guys, I'm done. This shit doesn't matter. I was like in a deep, dark mindset of like, yo, the views ain't translating no matter how much work I put into this ish. I felt like the fans were very negative towards whatever I produced. They're like, this sucks, whatever. And I was like, dang. Like, I've seen even diehard people be like, I'm not interested. I was like, yo, I need a break. I was burnt out. The algorithm, YouTube, it was just like, I was just pissed off with demonetization, a bunch of different stuff. Because I think the Mafia stuff kept getting demonetized. And I'm like, dude, what is the point anymore? So that's when I decided to take a back seat, and I went with Boogie to go visit his mom's crypt, which is, I mean, that's real shit. I mean, we literally went to go see his dead mom, which he hasn't seen in 10 years. I helped film that for his channel, and crazy story, Boogie and I were coming back up from Virginia. We passed through Washington, D.C. A fan reached out. I was like, yo, Jess, come to the Tesla factory. I'd love to give you a test drive. And I was like, dude, that's the dream car. Let's go for it. We got in the cars. I fell in love. Boogie's filming me react to the autopilot, and Elon Musk is like, I love this. I'm retweeting this ish. I was like, what? I was like, this dude's one of my heroes to retweet my ish. I was like, I'm buying this on the spot.
That's crazy.
So I bought one of my dream car at that point, and I was pumped because then I was getting to experience the Tesla while driving cross country to VidCon. Which, speaking of going cross country, we're gonna cross into the indoors country. And I think we gotta close this off at the desk, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe I go up to the Jesse Tyler desk, the bread maker. Yeah. See you guys shortly. Oh God, I'm getting PTSD from this desk. Guys, it was around the time when I did my first cathartic confession of my passion for YouTube waning. That it seems to happen when I don't have a cameraman. It's like, oh, I don't have like I said, the value that gets added from a cameraman, that, you know, you get a different perspective, you get the drama and everything. I was like, all right, there's nothing holding me to this anymore. I think I finally got to this point where I was like, I want to cash in on myself. I want to spend money on myself. I got the car. I wanted to travel. I've been wanting to travel for so long. I put it off for years, even though I could have at any point. And I was like, you know what? I don't know when I'm going to get another opportunity for this. So I hit the open road. It was a lot of fun, guys. I got to hang out with Boogie Mike and Lance in LA. The road trip was extremely rewarding. I learned a lot, and I got to see how so many other people live and just other parts of the country. That was probably one of my favorite parts of this year, just for like me on a personal level, just as I felt like I was doing stuff for myself. I mean, a lot of the content, like, I definitely enjoy it, but it was starting to get to that point where I was churning stuff out just out of obligation and responsibility for you guys, which is a great motivator, but it wasn't the right kind of fuel that I like to use. In LA, we hit 350,000 users on Storyfire, which was absolutely insane. We formed a massive mob at VidCon. I got my own Storyfire award, which is really cool. We had Lance join Storyfire, had an upload from him. I almost expunged this from the record of 2019, but Raka beat me in Halo, which is just bullshit. He definitely, dude, he was using the sword the whole time. Something happened. Speaking of sword, Nick also got stabbed with a plasma sword. He uses that as an excuse as to why his camera works shaky, because I guess his big toe lost so much blood that his balance gets messed up or something. Nick's probably gonna put text at the bottom and he's like, this is bullshit. It was right around VidCon this time that Brian and I and the devs for Storyfire, we programmed Twitter in like a month or 2 months time, and the social feed on Storyfire has become the most used process or function on the app. To see the whole Blaze economy, everyone tipping each other's social posts. I'm actually giving away hundreds of thousands of Blaze for this final week of 2019. It's a really awesome thing. And I have to say this was one of the best weeks of 2019 because behind the scenes, Ashley had come out to Los Angeles. I had met her on Tinder, actually, and she came out to LA, and that's when we first started dating. We had probably one of the best weeks of my life. It was so much fun. And we started going out, and I was like, yo, we gotta wait till we, you know, show you on video because it's a lot. And she had never watched much YouTube or even knew my videos prior to, so there's a lot going on there. Yakes and I got to crash Logan Paul's Challenger Games, which was really exciting because I talked to so many creators about Storyfire there, including Logan Paul himself. What was the awesomest part about it is every single large creator knew about Storyfire already. Some, even before I asked, knew I was going to ask about Storyfire, and everybody was aware of the platform, and a lot of people thought it was a really good thing that I'm trying to do. So that was insanely rewarding for me. On the way back from the road trip, I got to stop in Colorado, where I got to see this street woman who gave me DMT, so I could have a little, you know, little fun times. And yeah, guys, I had a moment. I realized I got to be more truthful, and the big thing that I was not being honest with myself about was that I don't think you can create on this platform anymore. But that was not coming yet. Came back to Jersey, launched some people in the Tesla, Lance Stewart style. Whoppers went flying in my vehicle. Hired Nick RiDGiD as cameraman, which is one of those weird things that just kind of happened. Like I said, he dropped out of the cameraman competition the second time around. He got second place the first time around. And I wasn't even 100% on that I had enough energy in my tank to have enough work for Nick. But we were like, you know what? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Do you want to just like work for me or something? And yeah, all right, let's do it. And that honestly, I haven't regretted that decision for a second, which is kind of weird because I think I've regretted every single hire since Korn quit the very first time. Parker, I was like, I don't know. Swift was like, oh, I really don't know about this one. Korn the second, I was like, I don't know. And then Nick, I've been like, yeah, it makes sense. And Nick's been crushing it, guys. Definitely show some support to Nick because he's the one who cut together this video as well as the montage at the beginning, which I think he captured this year pretty well. Not everyone was as supportive of Nick RiDGiD. Korn was a little bitter and actually stole my Tesla. I thought it was my dad, but no, it was Korn. And he kept telling me, I gotta be more real with the camera. I'm like, I don't know what that means, dude. It ain't easy. Then started another one of my favorite weeks of this year and one of my favorite videos of 2019. I got dragged onto this family Disney trip with Psycho Dad and Jeffrey and my mom. And to be honest, that was so perfect because that's where I got to meet Ashley. And the video we made, that's always be one of my favorite videos probably ever because Ashley and I shot in pretty much every single Disney park, including Universal and Islands of Great Adventure, and we shot over like 7 or 8 days, and I had a custom produced song for it, and we really got to show two people fall in love at Disney World, and that montage is just so special to me, and I think it's really great. And unfortunately, you put a lot of work into that. It took me a long time to edit that because I had so much footage from the trip. And like it really wasn't a vacation for me. We were working, and that's historically what's happened, and that's what prompted me to take my long break. But it's never really a break. Jeez, oh man. That's why these videos are funny because these are like my therapeutic videos. So this is literally therapy for me, guys. So like I said, bear with me on these. But yeah, that video can have 2 weeks of work put into it, similar to MVE episode. It can be one of my favorite videos, probably one of the most like cathartic and rewarding from a viewer perspective. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't reward that, but it's not just YouTube, it's just that the viewers don't reward it. For whatever reason, the viewers want the drama, they want the clickbait bullshit, and they don't appreciate that kind of content. At least, I mean, it's 12-year-olds and shit, so like, the vast majority of audiences, it's just frustrating to know the content that takes the most work gets the least rewarded, and the content that takes the least amount of work gets the most rewarded. It is ass backwards. And that's what prompted me very soon to be like, I'm done with this fucking platform. Storyfire is where it's at. Psycho Dad tries to sell my house, and then the freaking Haggertys are showing up trying to buy it. I'm like, dude, like, get these kids out of here. I think one of the kids, was it a kid? No, it was a dog. It was a dog. I thought one of the kids shit on the carpet, but no, it was one of the dog. The dog came. Jeffrey's trying to expose my age. She's literally, breaking the fourth wall mid-scene, like Isaac style with that decision-making shit. But then I run into Ashley at Rowan University. Apparently she goes there, which she really does. She's going in her final semester this year. And I decided to ask her to go to Iceland with me and do some DMT. Iceland was for my 27th birthday. I've always wanted to go to Iceland for many years. So to finally get to go there for my birthday with Ashley was really awesome. She made it a really special time. We got some great video. Got to explore the glaciers that were melting, which was cool, but then also very telling of kind of like where we're at globally. But that was, what a fun time. That was also where Ashley kind of became full-time in the Juggy community. We introed her on social media, kind of really changed her whole perspective, and she's been grateful to have you guys as part of her life since that time. It's just been crazy. And it's been crazy just how almost seamless she's plugged in, and it's just been great to have her part of this ride. Jeffrey continued to try to expose me, trying to get views for his channel, and I tried to get Mike's help in New York City to help me expose Jeffrey and just, vouch for me. That was his whole thing. We wanted to kind of make fun of cancel culture and just this kind of circling of like, he said, she said, we said, and that's our content, and that's somehow good and makes us money and gets clicks, and that's just, that whole community on YouTube is just like, ooh! Like, but the viewers reward it. The viewers want to click on it, and we're just feeding off of it. It's just, and then it's encouraging that behavior more. We're feeding off more negative drama and bullshit. It becomes this very bad cyclical nature of just rewarding bad shit. We had some fans break into the house, and then we had some more fans break into the house. Then we had this Christian fan break into the house, and then we had around Christmas time some fans break into the house. It's like, I gotta get better security around here. These kids are trying to steal a console. That's like 10 fans that have broken in here by different means. So I don't know what it is about this house. I don't know what's going on. My dad's not around. I'm not as intimidating. I guess I gotta get some fucking hardcore guns up in here, guys. I gotta get some better camera systems. We're just gonna come up with better content. Jesus Christ. Then comes also one of my favorite videos, but also kind of the big video of this year, which was my sit-down video at this very desk. I'm quitting YouTube on January 1st, 2020 is the title of it, and I'm also just saying that to reiterate that there's only one video left after this one. So I hope you are able to enjoy this entire video It's the long one because the next one's gonna be kind of short. But in the video, I talk about all my frustrations with YouTube, and I don't enjoy that ever. I don't like capitalizing on the fact that YouTube is in this bad state right now for creators. And I say that, and I make sure you understand that it's about creators. It's not about the viewers. The viewers are having a great experience. The creators are up shit's creek and have been for years now. I love YouTube. I still do. I always will. And I love it so much, and that's why I criticize it so strongly. But for me to say that I'm walking away from the platform is a very hard thing for me to say and do. And no, you'll never see anybody do this. It's absolutely insane. But you guys know how passionately I care about things and how much vision I have for certain things, and Storyfire is that. I couldn't sit back and just work. I felt like I was working for the bank again, or my dad, or working for Heritages, or fucking, Voros Plumbing, or whatever it is, where like, I know if I had that business and I ran it, I could do it 20 times better. And then I would actually give a fuck about the client or the product so much that it would succeed. And that's what I set out to do. So I don't want to work for this company or this boss that they don't even know who I am and they don't care to, and I've even been banned from support. Yeah, I still see a lot of questions like, why are you quitting YouTube? I know a lot of people are frustrated by that, but just know I'm not moving out of this house and moving to another country. I'm just moving right next door, so to speak. You can find me on Storyfire. It's the same stuff, except I can create more freely. The sit-down video had a huge ripple effect, guys. We gained like 50 to 100,000 users around that time, a bunch more creators on board, and a lot of creators reached out to me both publicly and privately saying thank you for sharing that message, because nobody has the balls to, and thank you for actually doing something while everyone else is just sitting back and twiddling their thumbs and acting like everything's okay in denial. So thank you guys for all the support. And thank you guys for believing in the cause. And I'm so glad I did that video, which took a long time to produce and accumulate all that data and research. Brian comes out from LA and stays in the house for a couple weeks. We hide from Google. Google's coming after us. Susan calls my phone. And it was just like a really ridiculous mini-series. And it was a lot of fun to do. We also helped Karen try to find a house for real, though, because she was actually looking for a house. So it was kind of weird to see, that kind of role reversal there. Jesse's helping Karen find a house. Like, what? Next is the second of our party trilogy, which is the Halloween party. This is a massive video, and once again, it's so symbolic of 2019. Nothing went as planned. Everything fell apart in a beautiful disaster, and this video was right there with it. There was so many more Lord of the Rings scenes. I feel like this kind of got underappreciated of a video because I don't think many people have seen Lord of the Rings. Guys, I know it's a little bit before your time, but goddamn, watch the Lord of the Rings movies. They're so good. I see all this Star Wars hype right now. Guys, Lord of the Rings is so much better. Guys, go watch Lord of the Rings, please. And then watch the Halloween party video games. We had so much fun shooting that. Everybody's in costume. It was like the housewarming party, but on steroids. Boogie crashed it again. We had a nod to the graphic novel miniseries that we had done at the end of 2018. It was just a shit show by all accounts. And yeah, unfortunately, midway through that production, crazy went down. I still am not gonna talk about that because it makes other people look bad, which I never like doing. And yeah, so I got frustrated. I was gonna kill off the devil anyway, and I burnt that fucking necklace. He's donezo. And I destroyed the mirror in which he was able to come here and communicate and also send Isaac's bitch ass through. So that's all done. The creator in me is dead, which is good and bad. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens 2020. Also got to meet Ashley's parents at the Halloween party, which was cool. We saw Gandalf's like unite and shit, and there was just some great scenes. Lord of the Rings is like one of my favorite movies, so like to get to do all these scenes like with me like disappearing with the double snap and the Fellowship all surrounding my mom as Keemstar, like what the fuck? This is great. We had a Popeye's chicken sandwich freak out, as well as we went with my dad to the shooting range. I got to shoot a gun for the first time, make fun of Sega Kid Kill his father, and we had a few other videos just to close out the year. And we had RiDGiD Storyfire, which is big. I love that video because it is 5 years into the future from when I did the RiDGiD STUDiOS video. only had a few thousand subscribers at that time. So to get to do a remake of me now quitting YouTube is very surreal, especially in my own house, my own car. It's just a weird experience when you watch those both back to back. How could I forget our Storyfire exclusive series that closed off this year, which was we built a movie theater in my basement, which was probably one of the more rewarding experiences of this year because even though we did the construction series, like in Psycho and everything, I didn't retain much because I was mostly cameraman for that. However, this time I got to be really hands-on. Really learned a lot. I got to do it with my dad and Uncle Larry. I got to see them, like, their real dynamics on camera. We got to see almost daily videos on Storyfire, and I got to have my childhood dream of having my own theater. And I've been watching the crap out of stuff down there. It's been a lot of fun, even playing some video games down there. So we also saw my dad create his very first social media account on anything ever. That's right, never had a Facebook or anything. He's on Storyfire at Psych with Dad. Make sure you follow him, guys. So that was kind of a big moment. Yeah. It's weird. And that brings us to this video, which is the last video of 2019. And the next one will be my last video of my entire YouTube career. Okay, that's a lot, guys. Are you ready to get into 2020? It's the end of a decade, guys. That's why this was so big, too. It's like 10 years is over. We're about to enter the 2020s, which I think will mark the end of mankind. I wish I was kidding. I really do. Guys, some crazy fucking world-changing shit is gonna go down in this decade. I'm calling it now. Refer back to one of these last YouTube videos on McJuggerNuggets channel, of all places. I'm like the Mayan calendar right now. Shit's going down in this decade. Watch. I mean, I just want to say, just on the map, we got Neuralink coming out in a couple years to hook up to the cloud using your fucking brain. We got virtual reality getting to the point where it's almost going to be realistic, lifelike graphics and immersion. We got cryptocurrency, the blockchain, disrupting the entire financial industry. We have a space force. We're going deeper into space than we ever thought humanly possible. We've already been discovering planets with water and life on them, supposedly, on a bacterial level. We got shit. We got artificial intelligence that almost has the capability of humans themselves, even some superseding that in certain areas. We are moving at an accelerated pace on the internet and the communication of data and knowledge. Guys, we all are so tethered to technology that it's at our fingertips. We can get any kind of information at our fingertips. We're fucked. So much shit's gonna get automated. Cars can already drive themselves. Elon's dangerously close to getting to the point where these cars are fully autonomous. The 2020s are gonna be chill. I'll miss you 2010s. I'll miss you dearly. But it's time to talk about 2020 for McJuggerNuggets. 2020 will be the biggest year for McJuggerNuggets ever. And I understand that's a bold claim given the 1 billion views of the Psycho series and the millions of subscribers that we gained. But I mean, this is where the McJuggerNuggets brand, or at least Jesse Ridgway and Storyfire, starts to cross over into mainstream, guys. 2020 will mark a presidential election. We got next generation consoles coming out. We're going to have massive Storyfire growth. I mean, Ashley is going to be finishing college, so you probably see her in more content, more streams, more. Guys, this is the year that I eclipse. This is the year of the rebirth. This is the year of the Renaissance. The name of this year is the year of the Phoenix. The Phoenix has been a recurring theme kind of throughout old content. As you guys know, I mean, this is like, it's like the eagle has escaped and doused itself in gasoline, set itself on fire ablaze, and is green-lighting its way into the freaking new year, guys. It's time that we grow again, and in order to grow, we have to leave some things behind, and that's going to kick off with, we're leaving YouTube. We kick off 2020 with a fresh start on Storyfire. We're going to see so many new improvements to the platform. Over the next 6-month roadmap that Brian and I have for advancements, we have over 13 employees working on the Fire right now, which is we've tripled our team growth. We have so many massive, I think, revolutionary new features that we've never seen on social media. We'll see Blaze Cash Out become an option. This will be the first time ever in social media that you can actually make money off your social posts outside of monetizing video content, say through YouTube. So when that goes live, and we're finally gonna do some marketing too, guys, we're gonna see so many new creators joining the platform. We're gonna see so many new users joining the platform. Storyfire will become a massive name, mark my words. We're gonna get serious financing. We're gonna get also a whole bunch of big names behind the scenes working on this thing. We are going to make sure that we are the place for creators. I am going to ensure that. We're going to see so much more content from me on the platform, Michael, a bunch of other people that are already on there. We're going to be greenlighting, I'm going to say 10x at least more series from you guys. We want to keep opening up video for everybody. It's becoming more and more apparent and more important that Storyfire has to succeed, because as YouTube's COPPA changes go into effect on the 1st of January, I can guarantee we're going to see some more negative policies and more clamping down of regulatory entities on YouTube coming into this next decade. It's the cycle of everything. There's a rebellion, there's a big breakout, things are free for a while, and then people want to clamp down with control. The internet is finally, we've been going through puberty now, but we're about to enter the phase where everything starts to get controlled, regulated, and then there's the second rebellion of digital, which is going to come on the back of blockchain, is going to come off of everybody starting their own independent services, and whereas we see so many big techs controlling the market, we're going to see a bunch of indies come up and start to rise up, and Storyfire is going to be one of them, rising from the ashes like the phoenix that it is. We would like to pride ourselves on being a place where you can create with no restriction, no boundaries, get paid more fairly, whether it's through Blaze or ad revenue, or potentially even seeking brand partnerships for our creators, which is something I still don't understand why YouTube never did. Why YouTube couldn't procure brand deals for their creators is just kind of weird to me. But that's something that we are very much looking into for this year, on top of some great features for all users. That's kind of more the business side of me. Is going forward for 2020, I'm very much going to be concentrated on growing Storyfire as a business. However, from probably what most of you guys care about is what kind of content can we expect? Is there a new series? Are you doing this movie? Mini-series? Real-life vlogs? What's happening? So we're actually going to keep a schedule that's kind of like 2 to 3 videos a week. There will be a lot more Twitch streams from Ashley and myself going into 2020. We're going to see a bunch of new content. We're going to see a lot of collabs too. Some new faces, some old faces. Nick will be with us for this whole next year, both filming and editing the content. Are you ready, Nick?
I was born ready.
He's born ready. He's reborn once he joined. So guys, I'm giving Nick the look, because like this is, you understand, if you last all of 2020, Nick, I think he might have tied Swift for longest running cameraman. Swift was technically a year, and he's like a year and a half. So if you do the full year, you're only a couple months away from Nick's got his eyes on the prize. Like, all right, I know what I gotta do now. Nick beat Swift over a day.
I'm like quadruple that at least.
To be honest, I wish I could sit here and say, guys, that there's going to be this massive new series, or there's going to be this big project I'm working on. But really, all I can guarantee is a lot more content to come, more streams, more activity on social media, more engagement with you guys, more giveaways. But more important than anything is more growth with Storyfire, more updates and new features for you guys, more greenlighting of series, and just getting back to content that I really enjoy making, which is great news, because it's going to be content you guys will enjoy. But honestly, as far as creations go, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't been writing a big new series. I've been so busy with the Fire and other things that nothing's been inspiring me. Admittedly, I tend to work off of what do people say I can't do? What are people doubting me on? And the most negativity I see is on Storyfire. So that's where I'm putting my lot. I mean, all right, I don't know. My dad's been pissed that I said this, but on the for reals, even though my dad has a Storyfire account, he's been like trying to do stuff. I don't think he's fully supported the decision of me to be quitting YouTube. I honestly, I mean, Nick's voiced his concerns. Some other people have voiced their concerns. Ashley's voiced her concerns. Family, everybody. They don't necessarily agree that I should be quitting YouTube because we worked really hard to build this and this community and everything, and it's like history is repeating itself in a weird way that they don't agree with me, and that motivates the shit out of me. Where I'm like, all right, we're building Storyfire hard, guys. Like that's always how it works. So I like to prove people wrong. So that's why Storyfire is getting all my love and attention. And ideally, I can show everybody in my life and a lot of the naysayers that I'm not a one-hit wonder with just growing a YouTube channel. I can build a whole entire entertainment platform. Like I want to level up, and this is my way of leveling up. And if my dad or other people don't necessarily support me, I would love to get to the point where they do. And they believe in me even more so and what I can do. So that's really what we got going into 2020. And I'd also like to travel some more. I know we got this first goodbye video coming out, and then the rest of the content on Storyfire. Ashley and I will be away for a couple weeks. We're going on a cruise, driving around. Like I said, I want to travel more this year. And I really want to cause some big waves for 2020, year of the Phoenix. Flap them fiery ass wings, boy! But yeah. I can't lie, I've been procrastinating ending this video right now. I purposely wrote it very long. I miss you guys, really. I almost broke down. Ashley had a Christmas live stream we did with consoles, and it was a hard year for me. And with Dom, with Swift, with Korn, the Juliet stuff that I mentioned, my knee being fucked up this whole year, the movie plans getting messed up, moving into my new house, leaving my family behind, quitting my 13-year career here, meeting Ashley, all this stuff with Storyfire and feeling responsible for so many people and all the problems. You guys have been the one constant in my life and have been with me throughout all of this. So thank you for that. It's just very hard to say goodbye to this home of YouTube. But you'll get a final goodbye in the last video. Until then, guys, make sure you download Storyfire because you won't see me ever again. If you don't, you can watch some old shit, but that ain't me present time. This channel will still remain up. I'm not deleting it or anything, but you'll never see me again. So I encourage you to download Storyfire. At least follow me on all the social medias, McJuggerNuggets, and I'll see you in the finals. All right, Jays. Love you all to death. Thanks for an incredible 2019. And don't forget to keep it rigid. It's frigid. It's cold, guys. It's fucking cold. Stay lit, y'all. Not too late now, Nick. We can still stay on YouTube.
Nah, fam.
Nah.
It's time.
I know. I was just, yeah.